Here come the first two from the AeroShell Aerobatic team. Let's listen to 1,200 horsepower from the first two and another 1,200 horsepower from the following two. The North American Texan first took flight. This year marks the 75th anniversary of this most important trainer in history, the North American Texan and the AeroShell Aerobatic team. Their right turn, they'll bring it back around for their next maneuver as we thank their great sponsors from the AeroShell Aerobatic team. AeroShell, the best oil lubricants for aircraft anyplace. Honda Generators, Eco Foods, Champion Aerospace, Lowe's, Lincoln Welders, Kimmel Aviation Insurance, and Goodyear Aviation. For providing the tires for the airplane that I fly, Goodyear Aviation has been a very, very special name in aviation since before World War II. Not only providing aircraft tires, but Goodyear Tire and Rubber Company of Akron, Ohio, making control surfaces and tail sections and aircraft flying parts for more than 26 types of aircraft before they built the F4U Corsair under license. Get your cameras ready, ladies and gentlemen, as Mark Henley, Brian Regan, Steve Gustafson, and Gene McNeely come in for their signature maneuver, the bomb burst. Up they go. Stand by for the smoke. Smoke on now. Watch for the break. And break now. Ladies and gentlemen, the AeroShell Aerobatic. Now, as numbers 1 and 5 head out to the right, ahead of us, high and to the right and to the left, Brian Regan, number 2, and Steve Gustafson, number 3, dive toward one another and set up for opposing. Number 5, actually the 4th pilot, the lead, Mark Henley from Birmingham with the smoke on following him. AeroShell number 4, Gene McNeely. These airplanes weigh 5,500 pounds, but yet at the top, they do a high-speed stall, a snap roll, and draw a heart in the sky. They also want to thank Hooker Harness, CJ Aviation, Aspen Avionics, Concord Batteries, Strong Parachutes, Vidalo HD Sunglasses, LP Aeroplastics, American Propeller, Repco Replacement Parts, Aces Systems, and more. Coming in right now, in the lead, from Birmingham, going over the top, Martin. Second flight through Brian Regan and Steve for the next part of the show. They also want to thank ICOM Radio's Wheelin' Lighting, the largest maker and supplier of emergency vehicle lighting in the cameras. L3 Communications, Avionics Installations Incorporated, Aerox, PS Engineering, and more. Look to the right. You'll see they are now in the finger 4 formation with the lead. Say if you hold your right hand up, you got your hand with your palm faced away from you, you can see the finger 4 formation. Gene McNeely, number 4 on the position farthest from us as they go over this top of this barrel roll. On the right wing to power himself right back in to the slot position as they do the barrel roll to diamond formation barrel roll. There it is. You get a chance to get your cameras on the AeroShell Aerobatic team as they set up for their photo pass. Bottoms up, and a salute to their prime sponsor, AeroShell. They also want to thank SkyTech, Al's Aerial Spraying, and Air Fuel Day of the North American Texan airplane. From 1938 in the first flight to 2013, 75 years of flight from these crafts. And they lined up a bunch of them, over 30 in formation over Oshkosh, Wisconsin. And then put some of them in formation and flew a big 7-5 to celebrate that birthday. Now let's watch for the loop in the diamond formation. The formation up over the top. Now this is where it gets fun for these guys. Brian says, I'm out of here. Steve Gustafson says, me too. And Gene McNeely says, do not leave me behind. Gives them all an opportunity to just chase after the guy ahead of them, run after his own smoke. Again, kids and parents, keep your hands in front of the sun so you don't look directly into it. But they're going to set up now for an in-trail loop. In other words, one behind the other, one trailing the guy in front of him. As they set up for this next trail loop and a barrel roll and another barrel roll to wheels up landing. The AeroShell Aerobatic team has won all of the big awards in the airshow industry. Award for showmanship, given by World Airshow News at the Air Venture Fly-In at Oshkosh, Wisconsin. Mark Henley leading the formation from Birmingham, Alabama. Has been flying this show for over 20 years. He also flies with among his achievements, a 16-year stint with the Red Baron Squadron. He flew all 4 positions, including airshow lead for the last 4 years. Left wing, Steve Gustafson. Outstanding. We want to thank 30-yard archery range. Now the country's premier shooting sport facility is in your backyard. It's the Governor's Gun Club. You can see the aircraft as they touch down on runway 13, and people ask, why do they call it runway 13? Well, I'll tell you about that as long as you promise you're not going to leave, because we have a great twilight show taking place this evening starting just after 7 o'clock with the Lucas Oil Jump Team, the CF-18 Hornet Twilight Demo, the AeroShell Aerobatic Team, Gary Rower, Elgin Wells, and the Starjammer, a great pilot from Atlanta, Georgia, and an awesome musician as well. Smoke and Thunder jet car and a firework on runway 27 for due west. That's how they do it all over the world. So a pilot, no matter where he or she is, can be there and know which runway on which to land and be headed the right direction, landing on the proper runway. Now the AeroShell Aerobatic Team is not finished. We're going to take a break after these guys are over. We got a country music festival at the stage back behind us where the other sound system is working, so you won't want to miss that. Stick around, grab yourself something to eat. There's plenty to eat. Good food here. But let's watch as the AeroShell Team does their final salute to you here this afternoon at the 2013 Salute America Air Show. All 4 aircraft are going to get pointed toward the crowd. Mark Henry's going to call, go now, turn now. One's going to do a little special burnout for all right here, creating their own way. We're not going to see them for about a week. I hate to tell them this, because they're going to bring the engines down to idle, and now they're climbing out of the cockpit, and believe it or not, they're waving at you, but they can hear you now. Give them a big round of applause. The AeroShell Aerobatic Team. Mark Henley, Steve Gustafson, Brian Regan, and Gene McNeely. Don't worry about the smoke, and I got to tell you, for real, it really keeps the mosquitoes down. It's made from a light paraffin-based oil used in the concrete industry, and even though we can't see past our noses,